Hello there. The COVID-19 pandemic is one that has created fear and anxiety among the populace. This could be linked to the high infection and death rates observed in some parts of the world, among other factors. The World Health Organization had indicated that it fears the worst for African countries as the better-resourced healthcare systems of developed countries have faced enormous difficulties in dealing with the pandemic. As a result of these and the variety of information circulating on social media, many medicinal plants, micronutrient supplements and other substances are being consumed for the purpose of treating or preventing COVID-19. The use of these substances without medical advice is considered self-medication, which is defined as taking medicines, herbs or home remedies on one's own initiative or under advice of another person without consulting medical experts. In the context of COVID-19, cases of poisoning and deaths have been reported in some countries, including Nigeria, in persons self-medicating with certain formulations. What safety rules should an individual observe before embarking on the use of supplements and medicinal plants? This is our focus on this episode of Health Options as we analyze the poser, COVID-19, any prospect for self-medication? Expect answers as we bring to you the perspectives of experts you need to make informed choices in that regard. Thanks for joining us on the program. I am Rabi Abdullah. This is Health Options. Let's now get rolling with the topic in question.
Talking about plants and herbs use, especially now in the time of COVID-19, you hear a lot of people talk about teas, taking teas regularly, steaming with different types of herbs and plants. People do all sorts of things in order to thinking that this could prevent them from contracting COVID-19 or that this could cure COVID-19. It is important for us to educate ourselves, especially at this time, because there are some people that may die from the fear of COVID-19 rather than COVID-19 itself. I believe strongly that we need to calm down. Everyone needs to calm down and listen to the advice of health professionals. Anybody who is busy every day, boiling water, pouring garlic inside, pouring cinnamon inside, pouring eucalyptus inside, carrying towel, covering yourself, and still you are just suffering. Oh, you are just suffering. You need to be informed. You need to get yourself educated. What are you steaming for? What are you killing? You are told that if you steam hot, if you boil water and you steam, you inhale the hot steam, that hot steam, it will kill the virus immediately. How did you know that the virus is inside you? Okay, yes, it kills the virus, but if the virus is not inside you, what do you want that steam to now kill? It will kill other things that are there. And what are the other things that are there? Your cells and so it will kill and it will injure you. You have problem on your own. It is therefore important for us to know and to continue to seek for professional information.
When you talk about spices or condiments or medicinal plants, let's all put them together as medicinal plants. When you say they are medicinal plants, they either have a role in improving the quality of life of an individual, either in terms of prevention or curative or protection. Garlic, some onions, some ginger are all medicinal plants, and they have great benefits. Everything has limit, and everything, whether food or whatever we look at, are poisons, depending on how we take them. Let me come to the wave of the moment. The wave of the moment is COVID-19. As we adhere to the non-pharmaceutical measures, one is bound to look at nature itself. Nature abhors, nature does not want any vacancy. There must be something. And that brings me to the idea of boosting the immune system. We have said that the body's immune system, we talk about immunity, which is the ability of the body to resist diseases. But this immune system must be taken care of in the right direction. Because if your immune system is malfunctioning, even the vaccine cannot be very effective. So that brings us to our people. For now, there is no cure, but there could be good management. When you want to improve the quality of life of the immune system so that our body can be strong enough to resist infection, including COVID-19, the immune system will make the body, stimulate the body to fight against the foreign invader, which in this case is the virus that is responsible, or like we say, the coronavirus.
So much have been said about self-medication in terms of medicinal herbs. What about the micronutrient supplements?
Let me go with the popular list. You're talking about vitamin D. You're talking about vitamin C. You're talking about glutathione. You're talking about melatonin. You're talking about zinc. You're talking about quercetin, and the list continues. These are the supplement that you must take together to maintain and boost your immune system. People are rushing, there is no doubt about that. That's why you see initially when we started, zinc used to cost how much? It wasn't much, but right now you cannot even find it. People just are running and rushing for it. But there must be caution here. Even the vitamin C, even the vitamin D, there is what we call vitaminosis, D. Once in medicine you hear vitaminosis, it shows that it is over. It is over what you say, what the body requires. In general, 90% of our population are actually deficient in vitamin D. However, individuals who have indulged themselves in excessive intake of vitamin D, they come to us, we see that their body vitamin D is more than required. It becomes toxicity. It becomes toxicity, just like everything is good, but when you have excess of it, it becomes a problem. And that's what we advise people. You don't just rush and get overindulged in taking vitamins. Number one thing is that most of these vitamins, all vitamins, just look at what we call the supplementation list. Data. They list what is in that vitamin, and then they even tell you the dose. But on average basis, most of the dose that they list is what we call the maintenance dose. So for you to go into the therapeutic dose, that is the dose that will actually work towards disease state, you must work hand in hand with your doctor. He is the one that can tell you that. First, he would have to measure it, just like vitamin D. Most people are less than 10, and clinically they should not be less than 70 nanograms per milliliter. So once we see that people who are less than less than 10, you give them mega doses intravenously. Then after 1 week, after 1 month, they come back, you measure again and see where are they. So as they're approaching that level of 70 nanograms per milliliter, you see that this guy now would be on maintenance. That's why when you see that the levels are reported, they're reported as insufficiency, and then they are reported as adequate amount, and then they are reported as toxicity, because when they are in a higher than the required level, they are considered to be, toxic. Before you start taking any of these supplements, for example, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, you are advised to go and measure them, work with your doctor so that he will send you to the lab. You want to establish, level. This is to say that, am I within the normal range, or am I severely deficient, or am I overboard? That is to say that the amounts are really, higher than the, required. So the doctor will now advise you, will adjust the dose to meet your own needs. Then after taking this, it is also advisable, after 1 or 2 months, you should go back and test. And this is for people to know that you are in the right range.
Well, vitamin D3 is actually a hormone, although everybody states it as a vitamin. So we have adapted to that non-truth. But we'll continue in speaking about it in a vitamin term. It is the most missing hormone in people around the globe. That means that even and especially in countries where the weather is hot, people hide from the sun. So they're not getting enough sun exposure. So rather than supplementing and buying, having to pay money and then putting it into your digestion tract, it would be much better for you to expose your skin half an hour to an hour, depending on where you live, of course, to the morning sun, to the evening sun. Even your iris, your eyes looking at the sun is sunbathing, is beautiful. And we have little charges. Every cell will actually charge a little bit like a battery when it's exposed to the sun. And even the fluids will change underneath the skin, because this is a filter here. It's not a wall. So we have pores. So it's whatever comes from the sunshine coming in and supporting the not only the skin but the liver to produce vitamin D3, but also from the outside in and inside out. So I recommend to go the most natural way, and we have the beauty of the sun in supporting our immunity with the D3 manufacturing ability when we expose ourselves. And recently, especially in I'm going to call it the northern hemisphere, people are putting a lot of sunscreen on their skin, which hinders the sun from penetrating into the skin and being therapeutic for our organs and for making the D3. So it is essential that we keep to natural products, that we do not overload our bodies in trying to protect. But ultimately, if you look at the statistics of how much more sunscreen has been used ever since melanoma, the skin cancer has increased, it's actually at the same level, which is very interesting. I'm not saying sunscreen lotions cause skin cancer, but I'm saying that you are prohibiting your natural ability to turn the sunshine given by God and turn it into an activating stimulant for our skin and other fluid systems and organs to be, happier, healthier. D3 is involved with so many processes in the body. It is an essential vitamin.
You're still watching Health Options. Let's now bring you the healthier and safer choices.
The trending thing is the use of herbs. It is important for us to know that most of our drugs that you see today in our hospitals or pharmacies were actually made from plants. So when you cut herbs and squeeze and start drinking, You may be drinking drugs unknowingly. That means you might be putting yourself in harm's way. Why? Because you are taking drug that you don't know. You are taking drug that you do not know what it is used for, and you may be taking the herb in the name of you are preventing COVID-19. You do not have COVID-19 because you did not do tests, and the herb you are taking has possibly you are taking a herb that has very potent antiviral property, because there are herbs that have very potent anti-infective property. And when you take it and you do not have the disease for the herb to kill, then the herb must do its work. And what is its work? It will turn over to you and begin to destroy you. So it's important for us to know this very well, that there is no herb that can be used to prevent COVID-19. As we talk today, we have lived with herbs that serve as food condiments that we use in making soup. Bitter leaf soup, we are known in our own environment here for eating bitter leaf soup. It's a fine delicacy for us. Vegetable, ugu, bitter leaf, foriro, different types of vegetables. These are good herbs that we use in making our food, and these herbs, many of them have medicinal properties. But it's important for us to know that when you use these vegetables to cook your food, what you have at the end of the day is different from when you squeeze the vegetable in water and drink. It is different from when you chew the vegetable raw. It is different from when you actually boil the vegetable and drink the hot. It is also different from when you boil it and steam the gas that comes out of it. All of these provide different properties. In fact, steaming is not a new thing. A lot of us who grew up in the village know that steaming is not a new thing. There was a time you had fever or you had serious catarrh, and your parents in the village probably boiled some leaves, poured the water in the bucket, forced your head and covered your head with oil for you to inhale the steam. And within 5 to 10 minutes, you came out sweating. But in 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you were back to normalcy again. That is because that gas, that steam you inhaled, contained medicinal substances. We call those substances volatile substances that are part of the plant that has been boiled. Those volatile substances they have medicinal properties. Some of them are very potent antiviral properties. The truth is, some of them may be able to kill the SARS-CoV-2, which is responsible for COVID-19. But you won't know this in your house. Therefore, to assume that if you start steaming it, you will not get COVID-19 is an error, because even if it can kill the virus has to be in you before the agent can kill it. Which means the first step is to even do the test and know that you have COVID-19. These herbs when we boil and drink them, we do not know the dose that you are drinking. Therefore, to avoid putting yourself in this harm's way, you need a professional. You need to consult professionals. While I will encourage every one of us at this time to ensure that we eat good food, balanced diet, because this is all we need to build our immunity.
I would recommend a teaspoonful powdered ginger, which is about 5 grams, in a teacup of boiling water, allowed to infuse for 5 to 10 minutes. You can add lemon and honey for extra benefits. Or do we make a mixture of lemon and ginger? The lemon, 1 whole ginger, a piece of ginger, let's say about 20 grams of ginger, and 1 whole lemon, size of lemon. When you crush the lemon, don't remove the bark. You blend it with the ginger. You have a composition of lemon and ginger. You can scoop a teaspoonful of this mixture in warm water, and then you can sweeten with lemon and honey. We know usually our people tend to do things over, but everything needs moderation. And if you are able to have your tea with your, like I've said, if it is fresh ginger, you can scoop it, a teaspoonful of the crushed ginger, or mix with the lemon for extra benefits. You can add lemon and take them as tisane, or you can add them some to your, preferably you can take, for example, a teaspoonful of powdered ginger, okay, with 1 tablespoonful of lemon juice in a half teacup of honey, mixed together to have a mixture. A touch of spice, the allspice, the all grains of paradise, which we call, for example, which is readily available, ita ayere, the small ones, or chita meaya, which we call in Hausa. You can be able to take this in the form of a tablespoonful 3 to 4 times to boost your immune system.
As we begin to wind down the program, we have a recipe on life juice you can put together yourself, the safe and natural way.
To get the maximum nutritive benefits from the fruits and vegetables, we must make what we call at times freshly prepared life juice. When we do that, we're able to get the phytochemicals, the antioxidants, and the nutrients, vitamin C and minerals. And some of these life juices can be formulated, which I have given some. Most of the time I've talked about some recipes. Let's look at few recipes that I called life juices. For example, it is simple dosage. Let's take 5 leaves of bitter leaf. We all know the bitter leaf. Wash and clean 5 leaves of bitter leaf. Look at a lemon, divide it into 4, and the quarter size of lemon, and then 2 medium-sized carrot, or optional 1 apple, and then a piece of ginger. And then you see that you have the bitter leaf, the carrot, the quarter-sized lemon, and the piece of ginger. Wash neatly and blend with a glass of water. The juice that comes, you now see you have the scum and you have the freshly prepared juice, which you can take straight. When we talk of that, we mean the life juice, containing the maximum nutrients we can benefit.
It would interest you to know that I have since made the life juice a regular in order to keep my immunity up and regulated. And that does it on this episode of Health Options. You can go to our YouTube channel to watch the upload of these and other episodes of the program. Email us for your comments and contributions at healthoptions@nta.gov.ng. My name is Rabi Abdullah. Many thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.